All right, good afternoon, class.
Afternoon.
All right, today we're going to be talking about the types of rocks. Our essential question for this week says, how do you classify rocks based on the way that they are formed? Okay, again, how do you classify rocks based on the way that they are formed? Okay, so in your essential question, you have the word rocks. Rocks is going to be one of your vocabulary words. So I would like for you to just quickly jot the word rocks down on your paper. Okay, so this week we will be learning about the three types of rocks and how they are formed. Okay, but before we begin, I just would like to know, what do you already know about rocks? So on your paper, you are going to create this KWL chart. Okay, so the K stands for what do I know, the W stands for what do I want to know, and the L stands for what have I learned. Okay, so obviously you won't get to the L part until we have already talked about rocks and how they are formed. Okay, so at the top, just put rocks, the top of your chart. Very good. So take a minute and write down, just jot down. You don't have to write complete sentences. Just jot down, what do you know, or what do you want to know, or if it's both, about rocks. What do I know and what do I want to know about rocks? Okay, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to a minute. And it can be anything that you know about rocks. All right. So I would like for you to tell me, what do you know or what do you want to know about rocks? Go ahead.
What I know is that they're hard. They can be different colors. They can be different shapes. And they can be pretty rough.
Okay.
What I want to know is, how do they become rocks? And do they get weaker over time? Like if they get really old,
yeah,
do they weaken? Do they
become softer?
Soft, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I love how you talked about what you already know about rocks. And if you remember in our previous unit, we talked about minerals. And we're gonna look in the video and talk about how minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Okay, so over time, minerals create rocks. Okay, and you talked about how minerals have different shapes, they're different colors, different sizes, and we talked about that in our properties of minerals. Okay, so I love how you brought that information from our old lesson into this new lesson. Okay, so that was very good. I really appreciate how you created your chart. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to watch a video about the three types of rocks. Okay, what are the three types of rocks? Okay, and I want you to just pay attention to it. Then after we watch the video, we're going to talk about it, and you're going to just jot some stuff down into your notebook. Got it? Okay.
You know what, guys? I just love rock music. But we thought you love only one kind of rock. The original ones. Us. That's right. Weren't you supposed to tell your friends about us? Oops. You're right. I think I should take some break from rock music and tell you guys about the different types of rocks. Happy now? Whoa! Finally! Come on, guys. We got a lot to learn about different types of rocks. Zoom in! There are three major types of rocks based on their formation, and they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks.
Okay, just take a minute, and I would like for you to jot down.
Igneous rocks. The name. five major types of rocks based on their formation, and they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks.
Okay, so just go ahead and write down these three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay.
Igneous rocks. The name igneous is derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. So igneous rocks are formed when the molten matter inside the earth, called magma, comes out of a volcano and later cools down and solidifies. There are two types of igneous rocks. When the magma cools down and solidifies inside the Earth's surface, they are known as intrusive igneous rocks. When the magma erupts above the Earth's surface and solidifies, extrusive igneous rocks are formed. Pumice and granite are some examples of igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks, as the name suggests, are comprised of sediments. These sediments could be minerals, small pieces of plants, and other organic matter that have been compressed and deposited over a long time. These rocks can be generally found on ocean and lake beds and on rocky surfaces on the Earth's crust. Sandstone and coal are some of the sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are exposed to high temperatures and pressures, they undergo change. And this process of changing from one form of rock to another is called metamorphism. But hey, that takes a really long time, maybe thousands of years. However, this process doesn't melt the rocks, but instead transforms them into denser, more compact rocks. Slate and marble are some examples of the metamorphic rocks. Trivia time! The upper segment of the Earth's crust is made up of about 95% of igneous rocks. The Taj Mahal in India is completely made of different types of marble, a metamorphic rock. See, I told them all about you. Doesn't that make you happy? Yeah, very happy. Whee! So, this is me zooming out. Tune in next time for more fun facts.
Alright, so the video, we talked about the three types of rocks, which are
Igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic.
Alright, igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay, so in the video, Dr. Banankis told us how the igneous rocks are formed. And do you remember how the igneous rocks are formed? Think about the word igneous, okay? He said it's a key word that will let you know how this rock is formed, okay? So how is an igneous rock formed?
Through the fire and the magma that forms inside of the earth, and it forms either two different types of igneous rocks, either the intrusive or the extrusive. Okay,
awesome. Okay, so the igneous rocks are formed from the lava that comes through the volcano, erupts, but when the lava comes out of the volcano, it is now turned into known as magma. Okay, so when the magma cools down and becomes hard, it creates igneous rock. Okay, so the igneous rock is created by magma that becomes cool and hardens. The next rock was the sedimentary rock. Okay, sedimentary rock. So the sedimentary rock is formed by sediments, and sediments is going to be one of your vocab words. Okay, so write the word sediments down. SEDIMENT. And sediments are nothing but pieces of dirt, rock, debris. Those are sediments. It's just pieces of dirt and rocks. Okay, so sediments that build upon each other over time, they create sedimentary rocks. Okay, so if you look at a sedimentary rock, you're going to notice, some of the time you're going to notice that they're formed in layers.